Let's turn this camera around here. Here we go. Hey guys, we'll just wait a couple seconds for this to go live. All right, it's been a minute. We're updating you on the status of Glacier with the upgrades. Excited that I have finally got the drawer slide mounting rails installed. I'm installing them right now. That's why I wanted to go live and show you guys how to install heavy-duty drawer slides in a awkward area. So what I mean by that is if you have an area like the back of your van or something where the fittings that come with the heavy-duty drawer slides, so let's say the screws, let's just spin the camera around here. All right, so let's hop in the van. So right here, we have, this is what I'm installing. So we've got these heavy-duty drawer slides. They're really overkill, they're 500 pounds, but I wanted to have these in here so that when Brian and Robin get into the bed, this is a dual-purpose box. So it's a storage box to add more storage to the van, and it's also a step. So it's a locking step so you can get in and out of bed without having to use a stool. So what I've done here, and this is what's going to be a challenge with this video, is let's show you what we're working with. So this is the back of the kitchen galley. So we've got our microwave, water pump, drain. So all the plumbing is done. It's just I took it out so I can have room to work on everything. We modified the bottom drawer. We're going to box that in later. And then we've already got the box built. So basically what we're doing is we're adding one more storage box. This is the box over here, just waiting for the paint to dry. And then we're going to sand and I'm going to probably clear coat the inside because I like the inside of these boxes to be wood, the black to be paint. These screws are just holding the epoxy in, and then they'll be painted black so everything looks nice and neat. But what this is that Riga Hexa material, super durable. And then there's going to be a lid. So this is the Riga Hexa. So it's a textured, it's a 1/4-inch Baltic birch that's got this injected molded plastic on the back and the front. And basically what I'm going to do is there is a lid here. So this, believe it or not, this is part of the lid. So you guys can imagine. So we take this lid, and this is going to be inset into here. So it goes like that. And so what's it going to look like here in a second is imagine this lid is like this. And then on the underside, if you flipped it over, you would have this piece of wood epoxied in the center. So once this gets epoxied to here, this is a lid that goes on top of this box. And so since we don't have it glued yet, let's just kind of show you what it looks like. So the way that this will function is this will have the drawer slides mounted here. So these are the mounting holes. And what this box is, this box will pull out. You can open, it'll have a little hole cut in here. You can lift the lid. And then inside you've got additional storage. This is under the microwave. And then when you put this on, this will just sit into place flush. So it won't be moving around. I'm gonna put felt on the bottom so it doesn't rattle or anything like that. We'll be painting the sides, all the good stuff. The point is this is a nice traction surface. So when this pulls out from underneath the microwave, think of this as what you're going to step on. So if I grab a shoe here, you know, you're going to pull this out, and then in this direction, you'd be able to walk up onto this platform and then into the bed. So get a visual of what this looks like, this box. So again, it's a storage box. This is removable lid. This goes underneath the microwave. The left and right hand side are the drawer slides. So to get this dimension box, this is what I wanted to kind of teach you today, is to get this dimension box, we needed to measure where our drawer slides are going to go. So for example, there's a couple layers here. So this first part is this bottom drawer. So let's look at this from two angles. This is the back side. And then if we hop in the van, this is the inside. So you can see here, we've already got, this is just the standard Flatline Vanco drawer that comes with the system. And then what I've done is I've taken these spacer blocks, and these spacer blocks are the exact height I need the drawer to be, so it clears this piece of aluminum that's part of the cabinet. So I put that in. That gives me about 1/8 of an inch, slightly less than 1/8 of an inch of clearance. And then I can actually, let me push this all the way in. There we go. So these will be removed. But this is what I wanted to show you today. So this side is already bolted in. And so if you want to put a drawer slide in a van, you can see it gets kind of complicated. There's a bunch of holes. Maybe you don't know which one to use, or you don't actually know. See, there's a ton of holes. So which ones do you use? How can you mount this? And the last question would be, how do you even access these holes when this slide is coming in and out? So there's these little, if you can see here, if I push this up, there's these little windows, and these windows will move down the drawer slide. And then all you got to do is just line it up. Make sure your drawer slide's unlocked, but just line this hole up. And once it gets lined up, you'll be able to move this and then see where that bolt is. So you want to make sure that the bolt head clears, but you do have access to get to the mounting bolt here and the mounting bolt back here, whatever you choose. These are 1/4 inch 20 bolts, so they're plenty of strength. But this is your locking drawer slide. So when you put it in, see, that locks the drawer. But you're going to need to have a spacer on the bottom for your drawer height. So build your drawer box, and then your drawer box is going to be this inside width. So this inside width here to this side. Okay, so here's where I teach you how to do it. So if you have a cabinet, this one is it's got bamboo on the inside, and it's got this on the outside. So I've already drilled through the cabinet. So this is extremely strong over here. You got 1/2 inch solid bamboo, and then you got 1/8 inch aluminum panel kind of bonded together. This side, we just have the 1/2 inch bamboo, but I've been using bamboo a lot, and this solid bamboo, it's very, very strong. So I don't really have to worry about it. And what I've done is I've cut, sized, and painted, and then this little white, you see right there where it's not painted? That is my indicator mark. So these spacers, what I do is I put a little stamp on the front, so that tells me this is the front, and then on the back I make sure that this is the front right, or this one over here is the front left spacer. So to start the process of leveling this drawer slide out, what you want to do is get the bottom of the drawer lined up. So this is the bottom of the drawer. Get your spacing. So this is so that the drawer will actually clear and won't hit this. And it standardizes the height so that we have, and I've measured it, I've got 8 inches with a 1/4 inch to spare so that I don't hit underneath the microwave. Remember, under here, I'm going to be adding some bolts to this wood supporting the microwave. The wood's not really supporting the microwave. We're actually we have these drilled and tapped Allen screws. We'll get to that later. I'll finish it up tomorrow. But, so we got that going on. So this is our base. Now our sides. So now we need to take this piece that we created and find our little dot. We're Where'd it go? Okay, there's our dot. So that little depression goes up here in the front, just like that. Okay, and it's going to mount all the way to the front, flush to the front. I've already pre-sized all this. So if we look here, you can see there's the hole. So it's in perfect alignment right there. See that? So that's perfect. And you do that by using a clamp it. Now, I've already pre-done this before I painted it, but now we're in the install process, so I wanted to show you this in case you wanted to actually do this. So we got our spacers. Next, we're going to add the drawer slide rail. Now, before you do the drawer slide rail, you actually need to take this rail out. This is a cumbersome process, but the end result I'm very excited for, so that's why I'm doing this. So let's see, this is our box and this is our rail. So the flat flush side is going to go inside the cabinet. The more open side is going to go towards the drawer. And so what I did was I went ahead and closed this. Hold on. Stay with me. Okay, so what I did is I've got the drawer slide and I moved it up to the drawer. And I kept this flush on the front. And then I went through and I just located with a pencil. I just said, hey, I want this hole, and this hole for my supports. Because you don't want to go into the wood, obviously. You want to bolt this into a drawer. You do not want to use screws, especially if you're going to use it as a step. That would be insane to do that. The next step is you want to take a square, and then the square, this is not a square, but I'm just using this for visual reference. Take a square, line it up to the outer of the hole, and then flip it over to the other side, and then you just want to mark on the inside here, and then when you flip it, you mark on the other side. And once you do the left and right of each hole, you're going to have these left and right markings, and then you're just going to take a center punch, find the center, punch it down, and then you're going to be lined up to this hole. Now, there is a possibility that once I get this whole thing put together, I'll need to maybe open up these holes a little bit. I'm okay with that. This going into the actual van structure, that is what you're not going to be able to adjust. So if we come back in here, what we've done is we've figured out our box holes. Now we're going to be figuring out, now we go back to where we know the other holes are. We got our bolts. I had to order some more bolts because they sell these in 1 inch. These are 1/4 20. They sell them in 1 inch, 1.5 inches, 2 inches. They do not sell it in 1 3/4. So I special ordered some. They'll be here Tuesday. But I need to get the drawer. I need to get all this mounted so that I can knock out the plumbing tomorrow, so I can stay on schedule. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to unlock the drawer slide. I'm trying to see if I can do this one-handed. If you guys have questions, feel free to ask. So what I've done is I've opened the drawer slide until I can see right there. And I'm going to take my bolt. I'm just going to put it in there. Now, obviously, you need to make sure you have a bolt head that will clear. And this one clears. Just clears. But that's okay. We're going to be fixing these bolts Tuesday. Okay, let's see. One-handed. Give me 1 second. Hold on, stand by. Okay, this next one is going to go back here in the adjustable slot, which is right here. Okay, and then we're going to take it, and we should be able to just... I don't think I'm going to be able to do this holding the phone, so You guys hang out right here for just a second. Okay. So now I've got the drawer slide in on this side. And then on this outside, I've got the bolts. This one will be showing. We'll probably paint it black. There's the back bolt. That'll be hidden behind the water system. So, yeah, so we're going to put that in. Stay with me here on the stream because I'm going to tighten this down. And then I'm going to slide the box into here. And then that way you guys can actually see what this... it'll make sense once the box gets in here. So let's set this phone up like that. So I wanted to use these acorn nuts, but the problem is, well, actually, they actually might work. I think if I add one more washer to this side, we might be okay. Okay, it looks like, let's see here, if we added, I think if we add 2 washers, we're going to be, we may not have to use those bolts we ordered, which will be good. Okay, let me check this one more time. Okay, so 1 washer. Awesome. So only 2 washers, and we can get this nice and flush. You want to use the acorn washer because it's just going to look better. So that's the one. That is the acorn washer. I don't know if you guys can see it. But yeah, like that washer and the location of this box. You know, some things in vans, you're just gonna there is a compromise. Again, while we're doing this, make sure you use all stainless steel components. So let's go ahead and tighten this up. And while I'm doing this, so Rod, the finish on the cabinet, this is a powder coated aluminum. And believe it or not, this one, Flatline Vanco changed their process. So when I ordered this cabinet, it was a matte black powder coat, like the bed, these bed rails. And so what I did is, since I modified this and took the drawers out, I took it to a local powder coater and they matched it, and they did a really good job. So I'm really excited about that for future modifications. But yeah, it's powder coated aluminum. You can actually find a local powder coater. It doesn't matter if it's steel, aluminum. They should be able to help you out, stainless. But yeah, let me set the phone down, and I'm going to tighten this up, and then we can actually slip the drawer in. And that is going to be pretty exciting. Yeah, so the goal tonight is just to get this drawer hardware in place because I need to make sure that I don't have to access this anymore so I can move on. Now these spacers, keep these spacers in this whole time you're putting this in, because we really need to make sure that we keep our level on this drawer. Here's the moment of truth for this side. So it looks like we're doing good. I don't think I'm going to have to... Yeah, this is going to be just great. Okay, heck yeah. So now these things, we got our locking 500-pound drawer slides. Okay, so check that out. So here's your locking. That's how you lock and unlock it. So you unlock, this pulls out with the drawer. And then when you lift up, get this one here. So when you lift up, this locks into place. So this one, okay, now they're locked. So see, they're both locked into place, and the drawer is going to go in between these. So when you're doing drawer slides, you need to have this room here. So see how my hand, so if I have a box here, if this is too close to the refrigerator, I won't be able to disengage this. So you want to make it so you can still put your hand down here. And for these, you're going to need to touch both of them at the same time. So make sure you have room for your hand. And then when you push them down, it'll go in. And so you don't have, if you're going to be moving it in and out a lot, you don't have to fully lock it. So you can push the drawer in, but if you do want to fully lock it, you have to depress it. And that's going to lock it in. So let's get our drawer box and just do a test fit. Again, we still got to make our lid, but I'm just doing this so I can show you guys, give you some content since we've been not online for the last week. So this box is additional storage and a step. Don't worry about that. I'm going to sand and clean this out. So if I pull this back, I open the drawer slides. Okay, so there's our maximum opening. Now you'll notice that the drawer is not let's see here. So you notice that the drawer doesn't go all the way back, and that's because we have plumbing in the back. But really, if we come out forward, this part of the drawer with the microwave sticking out, we're not going to step on that. We're not going to put our foot in here anyway. It's going to be right there in the middle. So this is just a step. So you can see the size of my shoes. This is the step to get into the bed, and it acts as extra storage. So now if we take our box, and as you know how I do this stuff, this is a perfect fit. I need to, let me move the spacer in the back so that the drawer doesn't fall. So see, this is our plumbing for our drain. So our drain has got the cutout here. And we get these little spacers. Okay. So now all we got to do so we can kind of pick up our box from the other side. Okay. See, our box is going to be nice and flush. And that Riga Hexa on the outside, again, these are all going to be painted black. But that Riga Hexa is going to match the other Riga Hexa in the van. So how to keep the microwave from falling out? Excellent question. That will be probably in tomorrow's video. But right now, the microwave is actually, let me pull these. So give me 1 second, Rod. I'm going to finish this thought, and then I'll go into the next one. Okay, so there you go. So see how awesome that looks? So this is a overkill drawer that is going to allow Brian and Robin to get in and out of the bed and have some additional storage. I built this because a stool is very simple, but visually this is nice and open, and I don't want them to have, I don't want them to have a stool. This is what I envisioned when I originally designed this van before they bought it. And yeah, I'm just knocking this out right now. But tomorrow we'll show it with a lid on, and I'll show you it getting in the bed, because I'll actually probably start putting the bed panels back in. So there's that. Okay, Rod's question was, how do we keep the microwave from falling out? So first off, these top 2 screws and these bottom 2, they're going to be bolted into the frame of this kitchen galley. And technically that's what holds it, but this is a dual purpose microwave. And if we come to the back of the van here, you can see that, I mean, not dual purpose. Well, yeah, it has feet. So the feet are resting on this platform. And so this platform is just aluminum, 2x2 aluminum. And that aluminum is there so that, you know, we've got our clearance for our drawer down here at the bottom. And this is so the drawer doesn't hit into this. Now, I could have, you know, cut this out and made it more space, but it gets too complicated too quick, so trying to keep it simple. This had to be cut. But remember, not only do we have these drain lines coming in, we're going to be modifying this, and we're going to have, so the water pump is here, which is really nice. I had the water pump before I finalized this in the back of the van, which didn't really make any sense. But we have the water pump here. We're going to do a hole saw. That allows all of our water lines. So we'll have a water line coming in. So we have a hot and cold coming in. And then that'll come up here to the sink. And then we'll have another line come back. It'll be a return line going back out. It's not really a return line. It's just an additional line coming back out. And that'll be for the rear shower. So all that stuff's mocked up and ready to go. It just needs to be bolted in. So this is just cable management. Nothing wild here. It's just I unbolted this so that I could get these mounts for the drawer slides in. So yeah, we're going to finish that lid of the box and then bolt everything up and knock this out. What's nice about if you design your microwave, water pump, plumbing on the back side of this is you can take this panel off, which has just got these threaded holes. And that's going to allow you to do your maintenance on the van. So if you needed to replace or you needed to clean out your strainer, you can just take your strainer off, clean it out, replace your water pump. It just gives you access to your plumbing, your drain. Instead of it, you can work on it from outside the van instead of inside, which gets kind of tight. And I don't know if I told you guys before, but I did refinish the tops of these. And I installed this outlet over here. So that's really nice in case you want to do blender, all that good stuff. Right here where this dot is, I got a special bit. That's where I put this right here. It's a pretty expensive special bit. It's designed for almost like a milling machine kind of thing, but it's for drilling through heavy steel for a hole. And that hole is so that we can plug in one of our water pump on and off switches. So it's located right here. It's convenient so that whenever you want to water, you just push the button on, pump comes on, push the button off, pump turns off. So simple, very simple, one place access for water on and off. And yeah, keeping this van high end, but also simple. Yeah, so I mean, the sink, faucet, the plumbing is probably only going to take a day, just a full day to just run the PEX. It's just nice and simple. One thing in the back here that we are doing is the water tank came out so that I can access these two holes. Where that tape is, that's going to be cut out for the PEX lines. We've got everything ran for the water tank. So once the water tank gets in, we're going to connect everything. And we already got this staged. So these are the, this is all the Aquor parts. Aquor is very expensive. Some people don't want to buy it because it is expensive. I mean, this water inlet's like almost 90 bucks. And this right here, I get this from Timber Vans, which is formerly Titan DIYVanKits.com. But I like this because they cut out this little recessed blank. You have your shower head, your Scandic mixing valve. And probably the most important thing about this kit is this piece of plastic right here. If you don't have this special adapter, these things are they're impossible to plumb. So by buying this from Timber Vans DIY kits or Titan Vans DIY kits, whatever they're called, by purchasing that as a kit, I don't have to waste time putting all this together. But these guys are going to sit beside each other, just like that. They're going to sit right here. And like I said, I'll film all that because that's an easy install. And then tomorrow, we're going to bolt this we're going to bolt this 80/20 rail. We're going to drill it out. And this whole entire structure will be bolted into the chassis of the van via the Adventure Wagon side. So once that's in there, we'll have 3 additional fasteners just for this bottom. And then we got 2 along the sides. And this 80/20 cage is not going anywhere. So it just becomes part of the van. So after this gets finished, cleaned up, water faucet goes in, clean up the wiring. We just put 3 bed panels on, cover this, bolt it up, and then we'll be doing probably a solid day of just testing the van. I charged the batteries up all the way, so I'm actually in the process of trying to drain them back down to 50%, just to test all the systems. But I mean, everything else in the van, the Weeboot, I mean, everything is done except just the plumbing here. But the reason I'm working this weekend is just I needed to get this box knocked out tonight before I headed out. But yeah, that is a little update on the van. So the countertop rod is 2 pieces of 1/2-inch solid bamboo that's glued together to create a 1-inch countertop. It's a very expensive countertop, a 4x8 sheet of this bamboo, this solid bamboo. Let's see, the best way to do the math is, so underneath here, I've got some remnants of a 3/4 inch sheet. inch, 3/4 inch sheet. Yeah, it's expensive. So a 1/2 inch sheet I think is like almost $200, and then $300 for the 3/4. I think it was to ship one 4x8 sheet of 1/2 inch and one 4x8 sheet of 3/4 inch from Cali Bamboo. That's about the only place you can get it. That's a reputable dealer. It cost probably with shipping maybe almost $640, or maybe $540. I have to go check, but it's beautiful. It's just it's really expensive. But this came with Flatline Vanco. So when you buy the cabinet, you get this whole bamboo setup. You get 2 drawers, and then you get all of this, and it's a beautiful construction. So it's powder coated on the outside, and then they screw in the panel from the inside, and then it's really nice stuff to work on. Yeah, but this will be really exciting because you're going to see, again, like everything come together really quick. Yeah, so thanks so much for the questions. Don't forget, guys, we have the DIY van build cheat sheet that we are doing. So that is a cheat sheet. It's essentially an Excel sheet with the last 3 years of all my Amazon purchases online, and that cheat sheet is completely free. It's really just a sheet to help you guys look for van parts. So anything that's come to the shop that I've bought and it's been delivered here is on that sheet. I've got more items I got to update all the time, but that is the DIY van build cheat sheet. And then also I'm launching a new course. It is the van build course. And let me hop over here on the computer because I'm not on my live stream rig, and I've got to go look at my copy here. So if you go to vanbuilderhq.com, so this is the DIY van build cheat sheet I was talking about. So that is free. It's just a cheat sheet for you guys to download and get help with your van build. But the new course is coming out, a van build course. So it's called the Camper Van Conversion Blueprint. It is a DIY camper van conversion course. It is put together by myself, and it outlines all the different aspects that I always talk about on the channel. Everything from getting started, choosing your van, design and layout, off-grid power system, fresh and gray water storage, insulation, sound dampening, exterior upgrades, finalize your build. So all these modules are going to be included in the course. And what's really cool is you're going to get access to our online community, which is a forum that I'll be on answering questions. But what's really exciting is this is launching October 1st. But if you guys go ahead and purchase the course today, which is pre-ordering it, you're going to save $100 off the course. And yeah, that's just a thank you for go ahead and doing a pre-order, getting that rolling. But the full course will be out October 1st, and can't wait to share it with you guys. It's going to have a bunch of questions from, questions that you guys have from the channel, the live stream, the YouTube, all that good stuff. And then it's going to have questions that I have asked van customers that I've had, that whole process. We'll talk about, how they got their financing, what they used to save up money-wise as far as doing a budget for their builds. And then we'll go over actual, not invoices, but the actual van build budget. So every customer that I do, we have a budget that we put together, and we chip away at that and kind of reorganize things and really tighten up what the customer wants versus what is best for the build, and then find the main must-haves, and then what we can do away with and get be more flexible. Because when you do a custom van build, you kind of want everything, and sometimes the budget doesn't allow for that, but that doesn't mean you can't have a really nice van build. So doing DIY van build, same thing. you can find out what really matters to you and then focus on that. And then I can show you how I pick other things that can still get you across the finish line as far as build wise and still have you enjoy the van. One module that I'm probably going to put in there, or one that's coming out soon, is I'm going to talk a little bit about a past trip that I recently did. So I went to Sturgis, South Dakota for the bike rally. But along that trip, I stayed at 4 KOA campgrounds. I took my personal van and I did that trip. So along that trip, I started to think of answering a lot of questions that you guys may have going to campgrounds, booking them, staying at them, what facilities they have, hauling equipment to campgrounds, whether you're trailering something, you got a motorcycle in the back of your van like I did, just all kinds of stuff. So if you guys have questions about particularly staying like at KOA campgrounds or travel questions in general on how to actually get in your van and go on a trip, I'm going to be covering that in a future video. So, put those questions in the comments below. If you have a particular question about a trip you want to take and you're not kind of sure what that looks like, I'm sure that'll be a module that I might add to this course. But yeah, love to hear your questions. Also, love to hear any suggestions on topics that you may want to have covered in the course. I've got a standard outline right now that I'm already putting together as far as answering questions for. But if there's something on here that you don't think is going to get answered, just put that in the comments, and I will add that as a additional topic to the course itself. But yeah, so you can check this all out, vanbuilderhq.com. The DIY Van Builder cheat sheet, you guys can get that today for free. Just put your name and email address. And then what you can also do is the van course. You can pre-order that by clicking this link right here. You get a discount for ordering it early. And then, yeah, it comes out October 1st. So, all right, what else? I think that's it for today's live stream. I'll be on here for another minute to see if you guys have any other questions. But that's pretty much going to do it for our drawer slide little tutorial. We'll do a follow-up video talking about how it actually functions when I actually get the lid on. I'll show you me getting in and out of the bed and show you why I think it's a cool idea. Yeah, so it doesn't look like we had any other questions. Again, thank you guys that are watching so much for checking out the channel. Make sure you guys are subscribed, hit that like button, share this to anybody that needs some information on drawer slides or any topics like that. Yep, Rod, I'll see you tomorrow. Just make sure you guys turn on that notification bell so you don't miss when I'm going live. I go live random throughout the week. And yeah, by tomorrow, we should have all this stuff painted, installed with the drawer slides in the van. And then we'll show you that, test it out. Once that's in, then I can actually start plumbing the lines because I'll know where everything can go and not go. But yeah, that's it for this live stream. Again, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.